Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for joining us for the Midwest Game Fest closing ceremonies. I want to thank you all for coming this weekend and joining us on Twitch, in the Discord, playing all of the lovely games, attending all of the special events that we've had. It has been a fantastic convention, and I've had a lot of fun. I hope you guys have had a lot of fun too. So, this is, again, the first annual spring virtual convention, so we hope to bring this to you again next year and many more years to come. We did have a lot of streaming events over this weekend, and those videos on demand are gonna be available for a little while on our Twitch channels, but they're also going to go up on our YouTube channels. We have a Midwest Game Fest and also an RPG KC YouTube channel. If you haven't already followed our Twitch channels or subscribed to our YouTube channels, please do that, so you can get future updates from us. We, of course, hope to be developing new ongoing Twitch content, so more regular updates from us, so definitely go out there and follow those channels. I do want to give you a big thank you to everyone who streamed for us, those folks who either hosted their own sessions or who we coordinated with to do streamed events, our special guests, and of course, Andy Diekman, who put on several wonderful painting sessions for us over the weekend. And of course, before we get into the actual numbers and we talk about closing out everything, we do just kind of want to take a moment. It has been a rough couple of years as far as, COVID and losing folks who have been part of the gaming community for a long time. Folks who are near and dear to our hearts, for, whatever reason are no longer with us. And I am sure that, we only have a short list of folks that we're going to talk about tonight, but I'm sure everyone here has been touched by COVID or has lost someone in the last couple of years, and so we just want to take a moment to recognize the folks that are no longer with us. Katie Michaels, Michael Bourne, and Troy Guffey, who was a longtime member of RPG KC. And so we just want to keep them in our hearts and in our thoughts, and they will always be with us at our gaming tables. So, moving on from that, we're going to talk about, we're going to crunch some numbers for a bit, talk about how everything went, and then we're going to do a final thank you to all of our special guests. So what I'm going to do is hand it off to Beth for convention statistics. You are muted, Beth.
Okay, thanks, Steph. First, we're going to talk about Harvesters. We had a total of 23 prizes. That stream, I'm hoping, will never get rebroadcast. You guys will never have to watch it again. But it was a lot of fun, so I do appreciate all of you guys who hung out with me for 2 hours. We were able to raise $70 for Harvesters, so definitely lower than our in-person events, but still every single one of those dollars goes to a fantastic organization. So just really, really happy about that. We had 138 badges sold, a ton of events actually in Discord, and we were constantly, almost constantly, streaming over on both the Midwest Game Fest channel and RPG KC. For an online convention, I can't even tell you how happy I am to see those numbers. There was a screenshot that Brad posted to the Discord of like gaming happening, right? And there were multiple tables set up and there were people commenting, and it honestly was one of those moments that made me so happy to be in the community and to help with this convention, to see so many people happy and running games. So definitely go check out our Twitch streams. We had 2 panels and 4 interviews that were absolutely fantastic, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. For now, I'm going to pass this over to Wade to talk about some upcoming events.
First off, we've got game days are every month. Normally the first Saturday. They should be in person for the rest of the year, all over the city. We've got scheduled out till November. And be sure to check Facebook for the latest details. And let me know what games you want to see. April 2nd at the brand new opening Adventure Cafe. It should be there, a fun time with Townfolk Tussle. And by special request, Root the board game. And also I'm going to hand it off to the person who runs Shadowrun each night on a game day, Brad.
Thanks, Wade. Hey, there's also online games, I think, on game day, at least one or two, right, on a recurring basis that people can expect to get involved in. And if there's an upturn in the pandemic, we will probably go back to online. So there's definitely an online component to game days that's ongoing, even though
Yes.
we will be meeting in person for part of that. Yeah. So some of the special events we had this year, we were happy to bring you guys, and you never know how this stuff is really going to work out, and sometimes you get surprised. The first year we were online in 2020, we weren't sure how we were going to do some of this stuff, the art show, the paint and takes, the cosplay, and I'm forgetting some of the art show, auction and contest. And, so a lot of these things are just sort of built around in-person things. And I think the team put some pretty good analogs for those activities in here. So the art show that Dorky Dino sponsors every year was well attended this year as well. The winners for that were announced in the text channel and at our auction the other night, but I would like to just run through those folks again real quick. Okay? We want to recognize first place, and I don't have the category. No, I'm sorry, this is teens. First place, this is A Very Old Tree by Allison Collier. Second place was Violet Mist by Jenna Collier. And then in the adult hobbyist division, first place goes to Spark of Life by John Hook, one of our special guests. In the adult professional category, first place goes to Water Elemental by Dawn Rucker, one of our big sponsors and a great friend of the convention. Second place goes to A Journey's First Step by David Clark, another sponsor and another great friend of the con. Each of those were monetary rewards in addition to some Dorky Dino sticker packs and certificates and stuff like that. So fantastic. And then
Do you mind if sorry.
Go right ahead.
So Brandy actually asked me to help judge that this year, so I got to go in and kind of look those over and everything. It was a lot of fun, and art, and you guys did such a wonderful job. You did make some hard decisions for us because they look really, really nice. We'd love to see more people get involved in those. You can be all kinds of levels in, you can be intermediate, beginner, a professional. Like, we want to see all kinds of different things, supported, everything. We want to see your work. You can even post your stuff if you're like, oh, I'm too afraid to go into the judging aspect of it. That's okay. You can still post. Brandy puts her stuff up just to kind of show what she's working on and like what she's got going on. And I think a couple other people posted some stuff that were like not for judging too. So share your art with us. We want to share. We want to be supportive and things like that. So jump in there next year and put your art up too.
We'll be posting those winners out on the art contest page. That'll probably be definitely not today, but maybe tomorrow or the next day. And this segues into the paint and take type stuff we did, and the lessons and the panels. Andy, would you like to talk a little bit about what we did this year?
Sure, I'd love to. So, unfortunately, I was a little limited on time, so I only got to do two actual painting sessions, but I also got to do 2 digital painting kind of sessions, which was really fun. So we used Hero Forge. I know there's lots of 3D companies out there and things, just, Hero Forge just has so many options and it's really neat. And so I love getting in there and like checking out the new things that they kind of have going on. So I have one video, we have one video where I'm like going over creating a miniature and kind of putting together concepts and getting inspiration for your characters or your NPCs that you're creating and how fun that can kind of be. And then my next session on Hero Forge was a lot on color theory and how to make colors work together, talking about complementary colors and like getting colors to work together in harmony, or and giving some contrast to your character, things like that. So if you're struggling with some of those color concepts, maybe that can kind of help ease you over that. And in that one, the miniature that I created on Thursday, I ended up painting digitally on Saturday. So then today, if you haven't got to see them yet, as mentioned before, they are up on Twitch, and we'll get them on YouTube here pretty soon. This morning, I painted a griffin. You can follow along. Doesn't have to be this specific griffin. We talk about a lot of color techniques, not necessarily specifically the miniature. And then I also painted this little spectator guy. It's kind of a mini beholder dude. So, and he had a little mini partner that I also painted. So you get to see a real tiny miniature painted. But anyway, so check those videos out. They are there to help you with a few techniques from just like a hobbyist that loves doing this, and has been doing it for a few years, for some fun tabletop painting.
All right, very good. And thanks for doing that.
Absolutely.
Someone who's not in the channel with us, it looks like, is Heather Anderson, Lorian Woods Cosplay. Say that quickly. She has organized our online cosplay again this year. She did a wonderful job in 2020, and she has done our in-person stuff for several years as well. And this year she put another great contest together, mostly on Facebook. There was a lot of activity in the Discord channel as well. The parade was posted here in addition to Facebook, and we announced the winners for that last night in the channel. And I wanted to just mention that again, and I'm going to do this in reverse order. Best Runway went to Millie Moon as Sally Face. Best Beginner, Haley Love as Ghost Bird. And as a man of a certain age, I do not know these fandoms, so hopefully someone out there, hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. Judge's Choice number 2 went to Faith Schulte as Weiss. Judge's Choice number 1, which is a note here that says this is Best Intermediate, went to Reed Dees as Nanoa Takamachi, another fandom I'm not familiar with, but I know a lot of people are. And Best in Show went to Shane DeMink as Jack Sparrow. So I saw a lot of these pictures. They all looked wonderful. We'll be posting them out on our page. You can see them now at the Facebook page at Midwest Game Fest on Facebook. All these were cash prizes. The top prize, Best in Show, was $50. Judges one was $30, and then $20 and $10 and $10. So congratulations to all those winners. A lot of fun was had there. We had a lot of streaming this year, and we had a lot of streaming in 2020. Our first online con that we did because of COVID, and we had a lot of streaming this year. We have 2 channels, twitch.tv/Midwest Game Fest and twitch.tv/RPGKC. So the convention's Twitch channel is, as you would suspect, Midwest Game Fest, and the guild, who sponsors the convention, is out at RPGKC. So we're not quite sure how we're going to break down content for those, right? We're going to have to figure that out. I think we're going to be putting game days at RPGKC probably, and some other stuff throughout the year, and something that's branded Midwest Game Fest would likely go on the Midwest Game Fest channel, but we'll figure that out. We're not 100% sure how we're going to pull it off. I want to thank Laura Croston and Stephanie for their instrumental streaming help. Laura was our big brain in 2020 and our big brain this year as well. The benefit raffle, all that instrumentation of the layers and the whole thing, just would not be possible. So thank you very much, Laura. Thank you very much, Stephanie. And I am a distant follower on that technology curve and may never really get there, but we'll see, right? So it's a learning process. I have an item here for fulfillment. So if you want a raffle item, we are going to reach out with an email to you. And if there is another partner, like someone who has to get you something, like level 1, for example, we'll put you together with level 1 in an email, make sure you guys connect, and then they will get you the code. There's a physical product, one of those things, and you're on the hook for shipping from Paizo on that book. But we'll put you together with the people who have the information, and that'll happen over the next couple of days, as soon as we recover and have time. So do look for that. And let's see what else. Those are raffle items. There's also the swag bag stuff. So everybody should have gotten these if you had a badge. There's an email that goes out. I know we had some people who bought badges each day, so we'll be sending out another one of these today. There's over $80 in value in these swag bag coupons, which that's like actual cash value for just having a badge you get. And there's tons of percentage discounts at stores and things like that for our sponsors. So please take advantage of that. And honestly, I think I have. Steph, back to you.
All right. Well, again, thank you to the guild leadership and to all the volunteers and people that we convinced to help us out, even though they had much better things to do with their time. But at this point, I think we have had an amazing convention. I think that, at least from everything I've seen, as much could go right, went right, and very, very little went wrong. And finally, I do want to really, really thank all of our special guests and people who have shown up to help. So I just want to give a quick rundown of all the special guests who attended, including Aaron Dykstra, who's the Shadowrun missions coordinator. He ran a game for us and did an interview and was on one of our panels, if I remember correctly, the Writing to Running panel. And so he has been a great help to us for the last several conventions once he took over that position. Sterling Hershey, of course, the innumerable writing credits for Star Wars, D&D, and other systems. He has been a founding member of RPGKC and has been here for many, many years, and hopefully will continue to put up with us for many, many years going forward. I got to play in his Star Wars game and had a fantastic time. John Hook, who has the best voice for podcasting. Just, I could listen to him all day, and I'm going to have to go and check out his podcast, Modern Mythos, as soon as we're done here. He also, again, has done written work for Call of Cthulhu, D&D, and other systems. I got to play in one of his games, and he is just a fantastic game master. Jeff Stevens, who I also got to play in a game. I actually got to do a whole lot of gaming this weekend. It's actually kind of surprising. Jeff Stevens, who is another D&D writer, also has the Jeff Talks podcast, is a great GM. He ran the Lair of Glaucus for us, and it was a great time for all involved. Jeff Krakenberg, who was a comedian who did shows for us on Friday and Saturday night. So thank you very much, Jeff, for doing that. And everybody check out his podcast, the Quest for Comedy podcast. Of course, I want to thank Heather Anderson for doing the cosplay competition, Brandy Miller, and all of her just endless work for the art show and art auction. Andy Diekman for doing all of our miniature painting classes. Every year we bother her, and every year she keeps coming back. I don't know who's bribing her at this point. Michael Katz, our D&D Adventures League coordinator. It's like the check's in the mail. Wally Waltner, our Pathfinder Society coordinator, Caitlin Mills, who coordinates Heroes of Rokugan, Adam Collins was a slightly last minute, but he is also was on our panels, and he runs Bearded Board Games and has the Eat Lunch and Board Game podcast. I hear he was a great member of our panels, and hopefully I'll be able to actually get back out and watch that panel and then check out his podcast as well. And then, of course, our dear friend Eric Carl, who runs TsunamiCon and also heads up the Metagamers Anonymous podcast. Of course, we love going to his convention. We love having him at ours, and his lovely, lovely wife and her Assam teas, which every year I look forward to buying more of and then run out of shortly thereafter. And at this point, anybody else, if you ran a game for us, if you helped us in the background, if you even just showed up for a little while to say hi, we deeply appreciate you. And we hope to see you this fall. We are going back in person this fall. We swear, guys. Cross our hearts, hope to die. Nothing's stopping us. You know, come hell or high water, we're going to be at Stony Creek this fall. We don't know a day, because we still have to wait for the chief schedule. I hope you all understand, but we are hoping that we will have dates for the fall convention by the beginning of May, at the very latest, and we'll of course let you all know as soon as we find those dates out, so we can start planning, you can start planning, I can book a hotel, because I don't want to drive all the way out there anymore, but at this point, you know, just keep an eyeball on our Facebook group, on our webpage, and we will have dates coming for you. Of course, early bird sign-up specials and all of that will be coming soon. At this point, I believe... Was there something else I was supposed to talk about that I'm forgetting? I have a feeling I'm forgetting something.
There's only 2 things I can think of. I'll just jump in. Number 1, Can'tCon this summer.
Yes.
July.
I'm sorry.
Can'tCon.com. If you haven't bought your badge, go buy your badge, register your games, sign up for games, play games, have fun at Can'tCon.
Absolutely.
There's also Border Wars. It's pretty much the whole suite of traditional Kansas City cons are returning in person. There's some new cons coming up as well, and the only other thing that I want to say is thank you for all the volunteers who stayed in the tech support lounge, Rob and Wade. Holy crap, and everybody that I don't even know about. And then back to you.
Thank you. I knew there was something I was forgetting. So, yes, definitely check out all of the other conventions that are coming back. We love going to see them, and they always show up to help us out, so I'm definitely looking forward to the world returning to something that approximates normal, or at least a new normal, going forward, and being able to see you all and hug you all, or at least wave in your general direction. Yeah, elbow bumps for everybody. But again, I do want to thank everybody who came out. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Again, keep an eyeball on our channels, on our Facebook. We have more to come. And if you like what we're doing here, if you like the fact that we are trying to make games available to folks, whether it's online or in person in the Kansas City area, or even beyond the Kansas City area at this point. We've reached so many people over the last 2 years with the online monthly game days and other events and things like that that we've run. We've talked to people from all over the world, from Brazil to Indonesia to Belgium. I've had so many people join my games, and I appreciate every single person who has checked out this small little non-profit organization that promotes gaming in the Midwest of the Americas. And if you appreciate what we do, you can always join the Role Players Guild of Kansas City. It's a $15 yearly membership. If you are at any point in the US and you want to attend conventions in the Kansas City area, that $15 membership is generally going to get you discounts, and if you go to 2 or more conventions a year, it pays for itself. At this point, we also, want to give a final thank you to all of our exhibitors and all of our sponsors, who, these are the folks who are our bread and butter. We love to see them when we were in person, and we wish there was more that we could do. to get them out there, to get people to their booths and help support them. And so we're so excited to be back here in the fall so that we can actually get out there and I can spend all of my money over the course of a weekend buying all of the lovely nerdy things that make me happy. And I hope that you guys will also be with us this fall to do the same thing. So our sponsors, our exhibitors, I'm sorry I'm drawing a blank. Brad, would you like to go down? I know some of them, and we're literally playing them right now in the stream. And for the life of me, I can't remember them all, because we had so many. And we had some folks who donated just to the swag bags.
We can definitely do that. So Assam Tees, Eric and John Carl from Wichita, Coventry Decor, that's a Radio Willard, barware, lots of good stuff.
Oh, I love the glasses.
Studios, a great friend of the con. They have a variety of things, including bags and masks, but also resin printed 3D miniatures and things like that.
And they have their own Twitch channel now.
They do, and you should check it out. I was watching the other night, and it was really, really enjoyable. They have a great Ty and Don working together is a wonderful, entertaining dynamic. There's lots of fun. The Dice Don't Die podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Beth is the co-host of that with 3 other people whose names I can't remember, but I bet she does. And we can plug them right here if you can remember their names, Beth.
Yeah, I think I can remember some of my best friends.
We'll see.
So that would be Dice Don't Die with Beth, Chad, David, and Sarah. We hang out twice a month, and come check us out.
All right. Also, Dice Geeks. So these guys, Matt, they sell like supplements and things that help game masters. So maps, random tables, all types of fun stuff. D&D Elise, an author of some really cool adventure paths for Dungeons and Dragons. I don't think they call them adventure paths, but you know what I mean. And Dorky Dino, who is our art contest and auction guru for several years, who makes wonderful, super cute stuff. That's basically her brand. I pretty much just summed it up right there. Dragonclaw Chainmail, which also kind of sums that up. The chainmail stuff that Dave Clark makes is really, really nice, and there are some good coupons in our swag bags and in our raffle stuff.
And he has his own Twitch channel as well. You should go out and watch him create chainmail pieces. It's very meditative. I really enjoy it.
It really, honestly is. Several times I've gone out there. He's got some interesting sort of audience sounds that he plays as like a thread of undersound, right? And it's like, oh, we're actually at a convention. It sounds real. CantCon, like we mentioned earlier, the wonderful summertime game convention here. Love those guys. Level 1 Game Shop, Kansas City's Game Shop, right? That's the moniker. They're downtown in the city market, and they provided a lot of our cool raffle stuff this year. Mm-hmm. Great people. Meeplothon, David Same and his crew put on a great show in the fall. I think it's 3 days this time around in September calendars. I'm not sure, but it's Meepleathon. I'm not looking at the thing, but I think it's meepleathon.org. If you Google Meepleathon, you'll get it. And Parlor Gaming, Jake Paul and crew down there with Tefra and the Retroscape role-playing games. Lots of fun. Great fin of the con. Tabletopia, our board game library for 2 years in a row. A wonderful tool. Some free stuff in the swag bags for those guys. Tsunami-Con, our good friend. They also do an in-person and a digital con. And then Verge Games with Josiah Martindale. He and his cohorts put together one-shot D&D games, 5th Ed D&D games, and they're super cool production values and really, really good quality stuff. So we had a few of these folks were exhibitors also, and then we had some people who weren't sponsors who were exhibitors. There were a few. Transcendent. So these guys are makers of a card game, like a deck building game. I call it a card game, but it's really a deck builder. You want to check them out. And then Study Duel, which is an app put together by a high school student. We're checking out as well, and the other folks were already on our sponsors list. So I'm going to turn this back over to Stephanie in just 1 second.
sorry. The world of working from home, you have to deal with pets occasionally. So at this point, I think we've covered everything. We've thanked as many people as I can think of, and I'm sure that there are dozens more that I should be thanking who aren't here. And so I just want to give a big thank you to everyone who showed up, everyone who helped out. Again, I think this has been a fantastic convention, and I want to wish you guys a great rest of the year. Again, keep up to date with our socials, and we'll have more information about the convention in the fall here shortly. But again, I think this has been a great convention, and I miss seeing you guys in person, so I look forward to this fall. All right. Well, at this point, we are done. You are free to go. I believe we have a, after party is technically what it says on the schedule. But I know what my planned after party is, and that is a party with my bed and my pillow.
I think this may be the after party.
Yeah.
I think
all of us just sit here punch drunk and giggle to each other for the next 5 or 6 minutes before we all start passing out for the evening. But I'm going to go ahead and close us out. And thank you all, and have a lovely evening, everybody.
All right. We'll see you soon.